Hello everyone, good afternoon. My name is Liz Mercado. I'm gonna give it a few seconds to let Facebook notify you guys and get started. I'm so thankful for this opportunity to talk to you guys today. So I'll give it a few seconds. I will warn you guys that I do play a lot with my hair. It's just, I guess, like a nervous thing. I don't know, like I'm always like on videos and I'm like, oh wow, like I don't like leave my hair alone. So I apologize. Let's see. Okay, I'll give you like 10 more seconds and I'll go ahead and get started. That way, if anyone is watching the replay, it does not get too long in this like awkward silent stage. Okay, I'm gonna go to get started. Like I said, my name is Liz Mercado. I am a star director of the Tinker Stars team. I currently live in Sarasota, Florida, where it's still hot and it still feels like summer, even though we're in the middle of fall, and I absolutely dislike that. I am ready for some cooler weather. I am so thankful for your director inviting me to talk to you guys today a little bit about something that I have definitely experienced in my journey with Scentsy, and something that I tell my team all the time, and sometimes they like still don't believe me, but it's so true. I'll tell you a little bit about me. So I started with Scentsy about 8 years ago. I actually just celebrated my 8 years with Scentsy, October 5th of 2012. Scentsy came across my path 3 times before that, and I completely ignored it. Can you guys believe that? Completely ignored it. And here I am 8 years later and I'm a star director. I honestly ignored it because I didn't know what it was. And so instead of asking, I assumed it was too expensive and that I wasn't gonna be able to afford it and that I might not even like it. Little did I know that this candle loving person, this was right up her alley. So fast forward a little to July, I think it was June or July of 2012. My friend joined and she posted on Facebook that she was looking for hostesses, and I said, I like free stuff, so why not? Like, let's have you over and let's figure this stuff out. Didn't really think, didn't have a party goal. I didn't even look at, I kind of looked through the catalog before, but I didn't have like a wish list. I kind of was just like, okay, whatever. I get out of it, I get out of it. We had the party. I fell in love with Echo so bad. I had to have everything Echo. It is in my Scentsy club. For anyone wondering, I love that scent to this day. It's my husband's favorite scent. And when my party was over, my party had $25. One person had ordered a 6-pack of $25. And I didn't really understand the hostess rewards, but back then it was $150. So my mom said, let's have a party at my house next week, and that way you can like get some free stuff. Perfect. We had the party at my mom's house, and I was totally helping the consultant. I was helping her enter out the order forms. I was helping her describe scents. I was helping her answer questions. And she turned to me and said at the end of the party, like, you know, like, you would be really good at this. Didn't even give it a thought. I was kind of like, oh yeah, whatever. I've done direct sales before. It's not my cup of tea. But then I went home and I started looking through the catalog, trying to decide what I wanted for my rewards. And I was like, oh, I want a lot. So I looked at my husband and I said, what do you think about me selling this just for a little bit, just so I can get my stuff for free and half off, and then it would be a great distraction for me. I was kind of falling into a depression at that time. That was about June, right? So I said, so in April of that year, my husband and I had lost our son unexpectedly. I had had a completely comfortable pregnancy, delivered my son, and a week later he passed away due to a medical malpractice. And so as shockingly good as I was like acting and returning back to my normal life, I was falling into a depression when I was alone. I couldn't stand, I couldn't stand to be alone. So my husband worked full-time, I worked part-time. So whenever I would get home, some days I could distract myself with TV. Some days he'd find me under my covers or in a corner crying when he got home. And so he had to really be my rock. And so I told him, I'm like, this might be a really good thing for me. Like, you know, I can get home and I can work on this, make some extra money. And so I joined. It took me 2 months to raise the kit. So for those of you guys that live paycheck to paycheck, I've been there. I literally took me 2 months to be able to save up for my kit, and I only had about half of it saved up. So my friend offered to pay for my kit, not my consultant friend, my best friend. She offered to pay for my kit and said, all I need is for you to pay me back within a month so I don't have to pay interest on my credit card. And I said, that's fine. So I jumped in, and I really didn't know what to expect, right? So I posted a picture of the Puerto Rico warmer. I'm from Puerto Rico originally, and I sold like 8 of them. And I was like, whoa, like everybody's going crazy over this. So I just kind of kept trucking along, kind of asking people to do parties. But most of the people that did parties for me at the beginning, in all honesty, they were asking me for the parties. They were saying, oh my gosh, you do Scentsy, like we should have a party. So remember that for when I get getting out of your comfort zone, okay? So I was like, okay, yeah, let's do a party. Let's get together. Let's do a party. Great. So I hit Shooting Star by accident. And when I got the email for Shooting Star, I'm a recognitions and words of affirmation topic gal. So I was like, yay, I achieved something. I don't know what I did, but I did something. And so it made me want to look at what I had earned. And then I saw Sensational Star, and I was like, okay, I'm going to go for it. I earned Sensational Star at level 2. And right around the same time, they announced this thing called Spring Sprint. And I was like, what is this Spring Sprint thing? I looked at my account on my events tab. I said, I have paid time off, so I'm going to take the day off and I'm going to go to the Spring Sprint because why not? I'm going to get paid for it anyways. And they told me that I get a kit of stuff. So I went to Spring Sprint. I still remember my kit. I got the Velada warmer. I got a Scentsy warmer, got my testers. And when I went into the room, I still get chills from the excitement that I felt and hearing the stories. I had done other direct sales and I had completely failed at them, including one that is skincare and makeup, and I'm a cosmetologist like that's what I went to school for. So I was kind of like, I feel like a failure. I was like, wow, I can't even sell makeup to people and I do their hair and makeup. Like that's just crazy, right? So I went in there and Spring Sprint completely changed my mind, completely changed everything for me. That's when I said, oh, like there's people that are actually like living off of this candle business type thing, right? So I started doing a little bit more, got my first recruit. Actually got my first recruit by accident. It was my brother's girlfriend who wanted to join. So I was like, yeah, you can join my team. Didn't train her. She's still with me to this day, thankfully. But I didn't train her at all. I didn't really do anything because I didn't know what to do. My sponsor was pretty new at the same time. So I started doing a couple more parties. I started like, okay, like what can I do? But guess what? Remember at the beginning how I said everybody was coming to me? That's what I thought would keep happening. So everybody was coming to me kind of got me spoiled in the fact of I did not seek people out. So for about 3 years, okay, for 3 years I say I was stuck at lead because I didn't even know how to get out of that, right? I didn't really understand the compensation plan. I kind of understood that I had to sponsor and get higher PRV, but I didn't really understand like what was a normal time frame, like how easy it was to go from lead to star, because I just didn't really calculate. I didn't have no one to really walk me through that, right? So at one point I even had like a team of 4 or 5 and I was still at lead, hitting lead about every 3 to 4 months because they were all hobbyists. And I said, something has had to change. Something has to change. So I moved from Utah. That's where I originally joined. I moved from Utah to Florida. And then I didn't know anybody, right? All my customers were in Utah. All of my past party hosts were in Utah. They didn't want to pay for shipping. So I lost a lot of them. And so I moved to Sarasota and I'm like, what can I do? I was like, okay, well, I'll do events. I will do events to meet new people. And every time that I could go to an event and do an event or donate even just samples or something to like an organization or something, I would try to do that, right? To get my name out there. But that was not getting out of my comfort zone. That was just kind of like looking for like the opportunities that I didn't really have to push myself to be uncomfortable, which did get me some customers. It did get me to meet some people, but it didn't really like help me boost that growth, right? So in 2015, I decided, actually my husband pushed me to go to Las Vegas. Maybe it was that he wanted to go to Vegas, but he pushed me to go to SFR. I had kind of been telling him that I've been wanting to go to SFR for a couple of years, but the money just wasn't ever there because the priority wasn't there. So if this is a business for you, you need to prioritize it. You need to really say, I'm going to sacrifice and I'm going to do this so that I can accomplish this, because I wanted to go to SFR. I kept telling him I want to go to SFR, I want to go to SFR, but it never was a priority enough where I would save up the money to go to SFR. And then I would say, well, I don't have the money. So he pushed me to go to SFR. We all went. I went with I had a 12-month-old at the time, and him. We went, and I sat there. I cried. I met my new superstar director and my new director, and I met new people, and I really said to myself, like, something has to change. I am dreaming like everybody on stage that is talking. I want to retire my husband. I want to get to superstar director. But what am I doing wrong that's not allowing me to get there? What I was doing wrong is that I was not committed to doing the uncomfortable things. I wasn't committed to doing whatever it took to get me there. So I wanted to grow. I wanted to promote. I wanted to achieve high PRV. But I wanted to do it while I was still comfortable. Doing a live here and there, doing a video. And actually, I don't think we had lives yet at that moment. We had videos that I would like record and upload to Facebook or to YouTube. Giving out samples. But guess what? I would give out samples all the time. But I wouldn't ask for their information so I could follow up. Because that was difficult. That was scary. So things still didn't change for me at that point. Okay, I came back home and I was determined. My husband wrote a plan. That's when they announced the Disney incentive, the last one. And I was like, we got to earn this. We're such a Disney family. I love Disney. I have a tattoo of Tinkerbell. My team is Tinker Star's team. Like, we love Disney at our house. But I was pregnant, and I started using my pregnancy as an excuse. I started thinking, well, like, I'm pregnant. I can't do events just whenever I want to because I can go into labor. I can't book home parties in November because I might go into labor. Hello, you could do a Facebook party. You could do a Facebook party up until the time that you're pushing if you wanted to, right? Because it's like you just have to do it while you're on your phone. So I didn't earn the Disney trip, and I let that kind of defeat me a little bit. I kind of said to myself, like, you see, like, it's just not meant to be for me. Like, I'm fine where I am. But I wasn't fine with what I am, because we shouldn't be okay with being mediocre. We shouldn't be okay with just settling for something because something else that's better for us is hard. So in 2016, I didn't get to go to SFR because I had a 6-month-old and nobody really wanted to room with me with the baby. I didn't have really a team. Like I said, I had a lot of hobbyists, so I didn't really have a team to go with. My sponsor had quit. I had rolled up. My new sponsor was going with her husband. And so I was kind of like, okay, well, I can't afford to pay for all this on my own. I could afford to like room with someone. But I didn't really know a lot of people. So it's not like I had a big circle of friends that I could have found someone, right? But I did watch and listen to everything that everyone posted. And right after, I was following Katie Farner, and Katie and she became like a mentor to me because I had moved down here and I was asking her a lot of questions. And I remember talking with her and telling her all the things that was going on. And I was like, well, I can't do this and I can't do that. Like, my sponsor never reaches out. And she said, hold up. It was like that TikTok, hold up, wait a minute, type of thing. She said, do you do this for them or do you do it for yourself? And of course I said, I do it for myself. I don't do it for them. They don't pay my bills, right? Like, who does it for them? She goes, because you sound like you're doing it for them. If you do it for yourself, it doesn't matter who shouts you out, who doesn't shout you out, who does it, who doesn't do it, who trains you, who doesn't train you. Like, there are so many resources out there. And I said, oh my gosh, I hit a nerve, right? But she was giving me the honest truth. Like, I had to train myself, and I had to, like, know for myself that I was gonna have to do it for me, not for anybody else, whether my sponsor was there or not. So I watched a training by Chloe Cox, who was on her page, and she shared a lot of things about, like, you know, getting out of your comfort zone. And I was like, I am getting out of my comfort zone. So then I started watching more trainings, and I realized, and I was honest with myself. You have to be very honest with yourself in this business. I was honest with myself at the fact that I was not stepping out of my comfort zone. Heidi said, you cannot grow while being comfortable. To grow, you have to be uncomfortable. You have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable in this business, because that is where the growth is going to come. Talking to people, asking people for those parties, for them to join your team, for them to host, for them to try a new product that they haven't tried. You have to get comfortable. And like, honestly, I always look at it from the perspective of, if I'm on a plane and I'm turned to the person next to me, I said, hey, I have gum. Do you want gum? And they say no, I'm not going to get off the plane and cry and say, oh my gosh, that person hates me. Like, they don't want to share my gum. I'm just literally going to be like, okay, whatever. And like, I might offer it to the next person. Why do we get so hung up when we are in our business? We are the owner of our business, and we get so hung up when we ask someone to host a party and they say no. And we're like, oh my gosh, that Sarah, she must hate me now because she probably thinks I only want to sell her Scentsy, and like, she's not going to host a party, so she must not like me very much. No, maybe Sarah's world is turned upside down right now and she can't host a party. Maybe she thinks that hosting a party is going to be a 3-hour long thing that she's going to have to sit through and like sign up for like an auto ship, and then like have her friends sign up for auto ships, and they're all going to hate her. Like, we have to get comfortable with asking the questions, right? Getting out of our comfort zone. And it's different comfort zones for everyone. For some of you guys, it might be going live. I am totally comfortable with going live. I go live probably once a day, whether it's my team page, my VIP page, my personal page, my stories on Instagram. But for some of you, you might be terrified to go live. My advice, practice in this group. Practice in a group with just a very close circle of friends. Practice with your stories because they're only like 26 seconds long. Practice in your VIP group. Practice is what's gonna make perfect. There's been videos like, I remember there's I did a live video, and in the middle of the live video, my son started crying. He was probably like 6, maybe 8 months. I put him in the carrier and I was breastfeeding him while we were doing the live. Like, I mean, I had him in a carrier, so you couldn't tell. And only one person could tell, and she messaged me and said, that was the best moment when you had to like really mom boss it up. And I was like, thanks, because I was so scared that I was gonna have to be like, okay, you guys, I will talk to you guys later, and like cut my life short, you know? But that is the beauty about this business, is that we get to be real and authentic. Getting out of our comfort zone doesn't mean that we stop being us. Doesn't mean that we stop being authentic in how we act, because that is what draws people to us. So really sit down with yourself and say, like, what am I scared of? I'm not a shy person. I used to tell myself that all the time. Oh, I'm so shy. I can't do that because I'm shy. Oh, I would never do that because I'm so shy. Y'all, I did the expo 2 years ago at SFR, and I am dying for the day that I get to talk on stage. I am not shy, but I am scared of rejection. I am scared to hear someone say, Liz only cares about her Scentsy business. Liz is all about sales, when it's not true. I love what I do, and I want to help people get their stuff for free and half off, because I don't like to pay retail for stuff. Whenever I go buy from another small business, if I have enough people in my family and friend circle that are interested, I would definitely host a party and get my stuff for free and half off. That's me. I'm a penny pincher. I will go to the clearance rack before I go look for a dress in the regular racks, because if I can save money, I would love to. So I love helping people save money by hosting a party. Scentsy has blessed my life. It has drastically changed my life. For a long time, I didn't think, even though I had the dream of being a superstar director and retiring my husband and doing all the things that we all dream about, right? I didn't think I was enough. It took me 6 years to get to director. 6 years. And a lot of people do it in 6 months, 3 months. I had a friend who did it in like a month and a half. I have all of my directors, the longest that it's taken someone, it's been almost 4 years, okay? And so I did the comparing game a lot. And my husband's family is very like, they've all gone to school. They have like bachelor's and master's and doctorates. So does my family. So I felt like, I don't have a diploma on my wall. I'm not enough. And so I did the comparing and like the feeling like I wasn't enough. And I had to realize that my path is different than other people's path. And that's okay. But in each path, there is growth. So for them, it was going to college. Maybe their getting out of the comfort zone was being the first person in our family to go to college, or having to go to college and tell their parents, I don't want to study what you want me to study. I want to study this. Or going after their master's or their doctorates. Like, their getting out of their comfort zone is different than ours. And I feel like a lot of us compare so much to like what other people are achieving, that comes easy to her. We don't know how easy it comes to one person. Being in this for so long with Scentsy, I've seen so many stories. And I've seen people that seem so confident and then they share a video about how they struggle with anxiety. Or they're a star director and they're going through a horrible divorce. Or how they are, doing all these things and they have little kids, or they suffered a loss, or they suffered a job loss. But it doesn't matter like what we're going through as long as we get through it, right? And Scentsy is like a vessel to help us get through it, because we have the ability to get finance and the ability to have that community. Like, look at the different ways that Scentsy is blessing you. And then an easy way to get out of your comfort zone is to be able to offer those things to the people that you know that need them. The person that needs extra income, offer them the opportunity, because you can show them, hey, this is how Scentsy has blessed my life. The person that maybe she's a stay-at-home mom and doesn't go out much. Hey, with Scentsy, I've been able to meet new people and do parties and have like my time and, find myself. Scentsy has helped me find myself and find my strength and my worth. I can tell you that by getting out of my comfort zone, and I'm still learning, I still struggle. Don't think that one day you're gonna have it perfected. It's the more you learn and get comfortable, the more you're gonna see that you need to grow in different aspects of the business. But this year, when this pandemic hit, I thought Scentsy was gonna have to close its doors. I thought for a second, I was like, we're not an essential business. Like, people are not gonna be buying Scentsy. What am I gonna do? Like, oh my gosh, my team. And I was so surprised at how, like, the world just said, nope, you're wrong. Like, people need it more than ever now. More people are working their business. And I was blessed because I've gotten out of my comfort zone and I've had those join conversations and those buy and host conversations. I had more parties in April, May, and June than I have ever had in a whole year. Okay, I'm not a big party person. I do great with follow-ups and having people reorder. But when it comes to parties, I struggle. But I said, I'm going to ask. And I asked every single person I could think of. I literally begged them. I was like, I really need this right now. You're going to get free and half off plus a gift from me. I did the party packs. I did everything. My husband was laid off March 13th. I was able to pay our rent in April, and in May. And that lifted a burden off of him because we did not know how we were going to do it. We didn't want to have to ask our parents, especially when his family has been very skeptical of my journey. So being able to do that, being able to say like, no, like we were able to do it on our own, it's definitely like rewarding in its own. If I can tell you guys just one thing is, well, I can't tell you guys just one thing. It's just so hard to wrap up. But remember Heidi's quote. You're not going to, like, to be able to grow, you won't, to grow, you have to get uncomfortable. You will not grow in being comfortable. Write it out, put it everywhere, and then set your goals. Really set those goals. Sometimes we think, oh, well, my goal does not make me jump out of bed every morning. It's not strong enough. I can tell you guys, my goal is to retire my husband, and it does not make me jump out of bed. I am not a morning person. It takes me a little while to get my day going. But it doesn't mean that it's not important to me. It doesn't mean that when I have to sacrifice an early morning or a late night, I don't do it because I know that it's working towards our goal. It just doesn't make me jump out of bed and like want to just get to work 24/7 because our job is hard sometimes. So don't ever think that your dreams or your goals are not enough. Always value your goals and measure it with your measure, like with your ruler, not someone else's. Because your life is different. Your life is valuable. Your voice is valuable. Whatever you bring to the table is valuable. You might think, oh, I'm not a director. I'm just a lead consultant or an essential or a certified. You're just as important as a director of any team, as a star director or superstar director. Because guess what? An essential consultant is like just the groundwork. Every director, every star director, every superstar director was an essential consultant at one point. We were certified, a lead. I was a lead for 4 years, you guys. Like literally my team, like right now, like they jumped from lead to star like nothing. And I'm like, it took me 4 years to do that leap. Like what the heck? Like you did that in 1 month. Like you promoted to lead 1 month and then star the other, you know? But when you push yourself out of the comfort zone, even if it's a little bit, it's going to help you to feel accomplished. It's going to help you feel like next time it won't be as hard. And I think it was Kansas City, they had Mel Robbins come and she talked about her 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 method. And I call it, like, we've made it a noun. Like I talk about this with my coach all the time and she's like, I love how you made it a noun. But literally at the store, sometimes I'm at the store and I'm talking to somebody and we're just talking about random stuff. Like I went to Hobby Lobby the other day and we're just like talking about like how it was her first time there. And I told her, I'm like, oh girl, you are in trouble. This store is like a hole. Like it always pulls you down. Like no matter what you come for, you're always going to go ahead and spend like at least $20, $40, $60, right? And then I told her about the app and how she can have the coupon, whatever. And I turned around and I said, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I grabbed a sample in my business card and I said, hey, by the way, here's a sample. And whenever you're in town to come to Hobby Lobby, because we only have like a few Hobby Lobbies in our area, I said, give me a call. We'll get lunch or coffee or something. I was like, and if you have to bring your kids, we can have like a play date. Was it nerve-wracking? Yes, it was super nerve-wracking. But if I didn't do it, who knows if that's my next customer, my next host, even my next teammate. We've connected because of something. And maybe she never buys from me, but maybe we become friends and she needed that friendship. I needed that friendship. You never know what's going to come out of you getting out of your comfort zone. So write down your goals. Write down your dream paycheck. Write down like the title you want to be by the end of the year or by, you know, the new catalog or next SFR. And then have a truthful talk with yourself and say, how am I going to get out of my comfort zone to accomplish this? I can tell you guys right now, my goal before SFR next year is to be a superstar director. And that scares me because I know that in order to achieve that, I have to do a lot of asking to join from my customers and people that I come across. But am I willing to do it? Yeah. because reaching my goal is literally so rewarding that all the no's that I'm going to get along the way are not even going to matter. They're going to be silent the moment that I accomplish that. And it's not about the title. It's about getting closer to that goal of retiring my husband. I know that I can't retire my husband until I become a superstar director and I'm at that title consistently for at least a year or two. That's what we've talked about. That's what he has said, that that's when he will be comfortable retiring. So in my mind, I'm like, well, the sooner I can do that, the sooner the 1 and 2 years can start, and then he can retire. So is it scary? Is it getting out of your comfort zone? I don't think it's ever going to be not scary, but it's going to be rewarding. I can promise you that. I can definitely promise you that. And if I come across you at the incentive or next SFR and you've gotten out of your comfort zone and you've achieved your goal, come and let me know how you felt and what you learned, and we will celebrate you getting out of your comfort zone, because that is the only way that we grow. That is the only way that we achieve real growth, not only in our business, but in us. I hope that you guys got something out of this training. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. I'm here for you guys. I'm cheering you guys on, and you guys have an amazing leader that loves you guys and is there for you guys. I can tell by her just seeking out to have people share their stories and share their experiences, because that's what we want. We want different people sharing their experiences so that they can like be able to resound with one another, right? Like not everybody like says things the same way. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your day and your weekend, and kill that month end. And here's, cheers to November. Let's see what we have in store, okay? Bye.